Hey guys, it's Sage from the Panhandle-Plains Historical Museum again. Today we are going to do an art activity that involves a little bit of magic. So what you'll need is a set of watercolors. The cheap dollar store watercolors will work just fine. Some watercolor paper, or maybe just a heavier textured paper like cardstock will work. A cup of water, some paintbrushes, some salt, and then of course paper towels to clean up. And most importantly, a white crayon, or I have an oil pastel. They work just the same. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a sheet of watercolor paper and I'm going to draw a quick sketch for you guys. I won't tell you what it is because we'll find out in just a little bit. So let's just draw something quick and simple. And hopefully you guys will be able to tell here in just a little bit. And it's kind of hard to see what you're drawing with the white oil pastel or white crayon, but don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect, and you can kind of tilt the paper up and down a little bit if you want to kind of help you be able to see your image a little bit better. Okay, just about done. Alright, so for this next step, I am going to dip my paintbrush in water and then choose some watercolors, and then I'm going to paint over my entire piece of watercolor paper. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this and see how my image kind of magically appears. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay guys, now that we have our design drawn out, I'm going to take my paintbrush, dip it in water, and then dip it into the color of my choice. And I'm going to choose some cooler colors. And then I'm going to paint onto my piece of paper, and you can cover your entire paper with paint, and you can see already something is starting to appear. And what could it be? So keep dipping in water, going back and dipping in paint, keep going back and forth. I'm going to use a little bit of green. Make sure your brush is good and loaded up with lots of color. And the darker the colors, the better on this project. It'll help your drawing show up a little bit more. Okay. Still starting to see something appear. Maybe you guys can tell by now what I drew. And I am going to add a little bit of salt. Now the salt should make some cool patterns in your watercolor. And it takes a little bit for them to, like, the patterns to appear. Looks like little crystals. And you want to make sure your paper is slightly wet, but not soaking wet. And then I'm just gonna dab away some of the extra paint so you can see my image a little bit better. And ta-da! We have a Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. Okay guys, I have my finished watercolor painting here, all dry and ready to display. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing this activity along with me. And if you did, we would love to see your watercolor paintings. So make sure and post them and tag us. Thanks guys!